Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. James Anderson, and it's truly wonderful to connect with you all here today. Every single day, I have the privilege of working with thousands of patients over 50 across the United States. And I've got to be honest with you, there's one topic that comes up in conversation more often than not, those dreaded nighttime leg cramps. Have you ever been sound asleep only to be jolted awake by a sudden, intense Charlie horse in your calf or a cramp in your toe? It feels like someone's just yanking on your muscles, doesn't it? I know that feeling all too well. It's absolutely miserable. And for many, it leads to countless sleepless nights. So many of my patients have shared with me how helpless they feel, sometimes even believing that these cramps are just an unavoidable part of getting older. But I want you to know something important. That's not always the case. Our bodies are truly incredible machines, and often uncomfortable signals like muscle cramps are just your body's way of talking to you, telling you that something needs a little extra support, a little more care. Today, I'm going to reveal 6 golden nutrition secrets that I've gathered over more than 3 decades in practice. Secrets that can help you finally say goodbye to those frustrating cramps. And trust me, these solutions are natural, they're easy to implement, and most importantly, they really work. We're going to explore together how simple things you might already have in your kitchen can make such a profound difference. Let's talk about bananas, a fruit we often take for granted, right? But I want you to try looking at bananas from a fresh perspective. When it comes to our muscles, the banana is a true superstar. And why is that? Because it's an incredibly rich source of potassium. You see, potassium is like the brilliant conductor of your body's orchestra, directing the rhythm of muscle contraction and relaxation. When that conductor isn't present enough or isn't performing adequately, your muscle orchestra can fall into disarray, and that's precisely when those unexpected cramps pop up, pulling you out of your peaceful slumber. I had a patient, Mrs. Carroll, who's 72 years old, and she used to complain that she was practically brought to tears by leg cramps almost every single night. After I suggested she try eating a small banana about an hour before bed, just a few days later, she called me, her voice absolutely beaming with excitement. Doctor, I've slept soundly through the night. It's like magic. But it's not just about potassium. Bananas also contain magnesium. Picture it this way. If potassium is the conductor, then magnesium is the one who soothes those overly high, tense notes. It helps your muscles relax, easing unnecessary nerve excitability. I often tell my patients to think of eating a banana as a little ritual before you prepare for bed. It's not just about getting nutrition. It's a gentle act that sends a signal to your body. Relax, everything's going to be just fine. Can you believe that something so simple could make such a significant difference? Sometimes the most powerful solutions are the most natural ones, aren't they? We just talked about bananas, didn't we? Now, I want to introduce you to another food that might actually surprise you when you hear me bring it up in this context, and that's yogurt and other fermented dairy products. Are you thinking, what does yogurt have to do with leg cramps? I completely get that feeling, because throughout my many years in practice, I've seen so many patients focus solely on specific vitamins and minerals, completely forgetting that our bodies are incredible, interconnected systems, and everything works together in this miraculous way. Let's imagine this for a moment. Your body is like a beautiful garden. We often only pay attention to watering the plants, staying hydrated, or adding fertilizer, taking vitamins and minerals. But what about the soil? The soil is the foundation, right? It's where the roots take hold to draw in all those vital nutrients. In our bodies, that soil is your digestive system, and specifically your gut microbiome. I had a patient, Mr. Arthur, a lovely gentleman in his late 60s. He was very active but suffered from frequent morning leg cramps. He ate enough bananas, drank enough water, but things just weren't improving much. When I pressed him a little more about his diet, he mentioned he rarely ate yogurt because he just wasn't a fan of the tangy taste. I suggested he try adding a small container of plain Greek yogurt to his breakfast, maybe mix in some sweet fruit. A few weeks later, Mr. Arthur called me, his voice filled with surprise. Doc, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but since I started eating yogurt regularly, my morning cramps have almost vanished. And that's precisely the point I want to make. Yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, isn't just rich in calcium and protein, essential building blocks for strong, healthy muscles. What truly makes it a silent superhero is its probiotics, also known as beneficial bacteria. These good bacteria live in your gut and play an absolutely crucial role in improving your ability to absorb minerals. You can consume all the magnesium, potassium, and calcium you want from your food. But if your gut isn't healthy, if that soil isn't fertile, will your body really absorb all those precious nutrients? The answer is not completely. A balanced gut microbiome helps unlock and deliver these minerals into your bloodstream more efficiently. So you eat a banana or a handful of nuts, and the yogurt helps you fully utilize those nutrients to nourish your muscles and your nervous system. So my advice to you is this: consider yogurt as a true partner to the other foods in your fight against cramps. Try adding a cup of yogurt to your breakfast or have it as a light, healthy dessert after dinner. You can mix in a little honey, a few banana slices, or some berries for extra flavor and nutritional benefits. It's not just about adding nutrients, it's about nurturing that garden within you, ensuring everything is well fed and fully absorbed. What do you think about that? Sometimes the solution lies in the things we least expect, doesn't it? We've just explored the power of bananas and yogurt in soothing those pesky cramps. Now I want to talk about a food that we sometimes take for granted, and one that has even been unfairly misunderstood in the past: eggs. You know, eggs are a bit like a Cinderella story. They're humble, everyday, yet they hold an absolutely extraordinary power. Years ago, when I first started practicing, there was a long period where people often warned against eggs, claiming they weren't good for heart health, that they should be limited. But science, just like life, is always evolving and growing. And today, modern research gives us a very different perspective on this small but mighty egg, especially for those of us in our golden years. I want you to imagine a moment like this. You're sitting down to breakfast, perhaps enjoying a perfectly golden fried egg, or a soft, runny-yolked boiled egg. When you eat that egg, do you truly know what you're giving your body? It's not just morning energy, it's a comprehensive tonic, especially valuable for your muscles and your nervous system. First, let's talk about protein. As we age, our bodies naturally tend to lose muscle mass, a phenomenon we call sarcopenia. Have you ever felt weaker than before? Found it harder to lift a heavy bag of groceries? Or sometimes just walking a little too long leaves you feeling completely drained? That could be part of sarcopenia. And eggs are a fantastic source of high-quality protein, providing all the essential amino acids your body needs to maintain and even rebuild muscle mass. Think about it. With just one or two eggs, you've got a light, easily digestible meal that also helps keep your muscles ready for battle against the effects of time. One of my patients, Mr. Henry, a 75-year-old veteran, used to be very hesitant about eating eggs because of old advice. After I explained the role of protein in sarcopenia, he started eating eggs every morning. A few months later, he happily reported that he felt sturdier on his feet, and those nighttime cramps became much less frequent. But eggs have even more surprises in store. Did you know that eggs are also a source of vitamin D and vitamin B12? Vitamin D isn't just crucial for bones. It also helps your body absorb calcium more effectively. And calcium is absolutely vital for healthy muscle contractions. And what about vitamin B12? This is a silent guardian of your nervous system. B12 deficiency is quite common in older adults, and it can cause uncomfortable symptoms like tingling in your hands and feet, numbness, and especially frequent muscle cramps, particularly at night. When your nervous system isn't functioning smoothly, it can send faulty signals to your muscles, leading to spasms. Eggs, with their easily absorbed B12, are a simple, economical way to protect those delicate nerve fibers. So there you have it. Eggs aren't just a convenient breakfast food. They're a versatile warrior, a complete nutritional package that helps strengthen your muscles, protect your nervous system, and support your body's recovery process. Are you overlooking this unsung hero in your daily diet? It's time we reevaluate the value of the humble egg and give it the deserving place on our plates, don't you think? We've been chatting about bananas, yogurt, and eggs, those fantastic nutritional allies for your muscles and nervous system. Now, I want you to join me in exploring another group of foods that might just be sitting in your refrigerator right now, perhaps waiting to be rediscovered. Dark leafy greens. Have you ever considered that these simple green vegetables could be a crucial part of helping you sleep more soundly without being jolted awake by those uncomfortable leg cramps? I know sometimes we tend to seek out complicated solutions, expensive supplements, and in doing so, we might overlook the simple wonders that nature has already gifted us. Think about a bunch of vibrant spinach, those crisp kale leaves, or sturdy broccoli florets. They're not just greens to fill out your plate. They are veritable banks packed with an incredibly important mineral that our bodies, especially as we pass 50, can easily become deficient in, and that's magnesium. You see, magnesium is like the off switch for your muscles. Potassium helps your muscles contract, but magnesium helps them relax. I had a patient, Mrs. Eleanor, a lovely 65-year-old retired teacher who was always very diligent about her exercise, but she constantly suffered from muscle tightness and cramps after her long walks. She was quite surprised when I asked about the amount of dark leafy greens in her diet. It turned out she wasn't a big fan of vegetables and usually only ate a little lettuce. I encouraged her to try adding a cup of spinach to her morning smoothie or quickly sautéing some kale with garlic for dinner. Just a few weeks later, she shared with me that her muscle tightness had significantly decreased and she felt much more flexible. This isn't some complex or miraculous revelation. The truth is, many older adults, often without even realizing it, are living with a mild magnesium deficiency. This can be due to an unbalanced diet or simply because our body's ability to absorb nutrients can decline over time. When your body is low on magnesium, your muscles become overly sensitive, easily irritated and prone to spasming, leading to those painful cramps. You can get potassium from bananas, but if you don't have enough magnesium to balance it out, your muscles can still get into trouble. So my advice to you is this. Make dark leafy greens an indispensable part of your daily meals. You don't need to eat a huge plate of them like a bunny. Just try adding a handful of spinach to your omelet, a few steamed broccoli florets to your dinner, or a little kale to your soup. Get a little creative, and you'll see how delicious and easy it is to incorporate these greens into your diet. We've journeyed through the wonderful benefits of bananas, yogurt, eggs, and those incredible dark leafy greens. Now I want to introduce you to another group of foods that I like to call the little gems of nutrition. Nuts and seeds. Have you ever considered that a tiny handful of pumpkin seeds or just a few crunchy almonds could be a silent guardian for your muscle health? In our busy modern lives, we often tend to search for complex solutions to health issues. But I've always believed that sometimes the biggest secrets are hidden in the simplest, most natural things. Try to visualize this. Your body is like a sophisticated car. For that car to run smoothly, you need not only good fuel, your food, but also the right oil, healthy fats, and cooling, lubricating fluids, minerals. Nuts and seeds are precisely these premium components that help your body's engine run smoothly, especially as we've logged quite a few miles. Why do I say that? Because these tiny kernels are a true treasure trove of crucial minerals like magnesium and potassium, along with protein and healthy fats like omega-3s. Remember, magnesium is the off switch that helps your muscles relax, while potassium is the conductor that regulates contraction and relaxation. I had a patient, Mrs. Clara, a delightful 70-year-old who absolutely loved gardening. She constantly complained about persistent cramps in her legs and hands after a day of working outside. I suggested she try adding a small handful of mixed nuts and seeds to her yogurt or salad every day. A few weeks later, she called me, her voice full of joy. Dr. Anderson, since I started eating nuts daily, I can garden for so much longer without cramps. It feels like my muscles are lubricated. That's precisely the story of how these nutrients work. For instance, pumpkin seeds really stand out with their remarkably high magnesium content. Just a small handful can provide a significant amount of magnesium, helping your muscles relax more deeply and reducing the risk of sudden spasms. And what about almonds? They're a wonderful combination of both magnesium and potassium. Pistachios, on the other hand, are true champions when it comes to potassium, helping to balance electrolytes. And let's not forget about walnuts. They're an abundant source of omega-3s. These healthy fats aren't just great for your heart and brain, they also play a vital role in reducing inflammation throughout your body and improving blood circulation. You see, when your blood flows well, your muscles receive all the oxygen and nutrients they need to function efficiently and recover quickly. This is especially important at night, when your body is resting and repairing itself. So when you look at those bags of nuts and seeds at the grocery store, don't just see them as a snack. See them as natural supplements that you can easily incorporate into your daily meals. A sprinkle of pumpkin seeds on your soup, a few almonds in your morning yogurt, or a handful of walnuts for an afternoon pick-me-up. You'll be amazed at how these small changes can bring about such a profound impact on your health and comfort. Sometimes the secret to living well lies in appreciating and utilizing the simplest things. We've been on quite the journey, exploring the world of bananas, yogurt, eggs, and those incredible nuts and seeds. Now I want to wrap up this nutritional discovery with a root vegetable that's incredibly familiar, a true star in the food world that we sometimes, perhaps accidentally, overlook. And that's the sweet potato. Have you ever thought that a perfectly baked sweet potato or a comforting bowl of creamy sweet potato soup could be a secret weapon against those persistent muscle cramps? In our lives, sometimes the simplest things bring the greatest value. The sweet potato is a living testament to that philosophy. Think about it. We often enjoy sweet potatoes as a side dish or a snack. But I want you to start seeing the sweet potato as a trusted ally for your muscle health. Why? Because sweet potatoes are an incredibly rich source of potassium. Remember, potassium is that master conductor mineral that regulates muscle contraction and relaxation. And here's an interesting fact. In many cases, a medium sweet potato can actually provide even more potassium than a banana. Pretty amazing, right? I had a patient, Mrs. Doris, a delightful 67-year-old woman who loved long walks. She used to experience frustrating calf cramps after every hike. She tried various things, but the situation didn't improve much. When I suggested she try replacing some of her white rice at meals with baked or boiled sweet potato, she was quite skeptical. But just a few weeks later, Mrs. Doris called me, her voice full of enthusiasm. "Doctor James, my cramps have reduced so much, I can walk further without worrying anymore. Sweet potatoes are truly magic." Mrs. Doris's story isn't unique. The potassium in sweet potatoes helps ensure that nerve signals to your muscles are transmitted smoothly and your muscles have enough fuel to function properly, preventing those sudden spasms. And it's not just about potassium. Sweet potatoes are also rich in vitamin A, which is great for your eyes and immune system, along with a good amount of fiber, which is particularly important for our digestive health. When your digestive system is working smoothly, your body also absorbs other essential nutrients more effectively. So I encourage you to try making a small change in your daily meals. Instead of always having white rice, try adding sweet potatoes to your menu, boiled, baked, or even in a rich, creamy sweet potato soup. It's a simple, delicious, and incredibly effective way to provide your body with the potassium it needs, keeping your muscles strong and flexible. As you've seen, preventing those uncomfortable muscle cramps isn't complicated or reliant on highly sophisticated methods. Sometimes, the secret lies right there in the simple, familiar foods we already use. Just a few small adjustments, a little more attention to what we put into our bodies each day, and you can make a huge difference in your health, your sleep quality, and your overall well-being. I truly believe that health is a journey, not a destination. And on that journey, every small choice you make, whether it's a banana, a cup of yogurt, an egg, or a sweet potato, is an important step forward. Have you tried applying any of these tips? Or do you have any other secrets to preventing cramps that you'd like to share with our community? I'd love to hear your stories. Please leave a comment below. I read every single one of your messages carefully. And don't forget to hit that like button if you found my insights helpful, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future valuable health tips from Dr. James Anderson. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Take good care of yourselves, stay informed, and keep that optimistic spirit alive. I'll see you very soon in the next video.